So back when I was a complete and utter unorganized dong, I used to make so many New Year's resolutions, you know, half a dozen or a dozen new habits that I was gonna instill out of nowhere and expect them to change my life around, you know, all at once. You know, I was gonna start going to the gym, I was gonna start working out, I was gonna start eating healthy, I was gonna write that book, I was gonna do all these different things. I would spend more time making these lists of habits than I would actually doing the habits, with no actual plan or strategy. And then within a few weeks, whatever they were, meditation every day, all this, they'd just fall one by one. This all came about because a Facebook memory popped up for me the other day from the end of 2018, so like 6 years ago. And it was a Facebook post I made at the end of the year, and it was a sort of end of year review. And I made a resolution for the coming year, and I said, I'm just making one this time. And not only that, it's just one word. It was as minimalist as you can get, as simple as you can get. And I actually kept that every single year since. And it's not even just a yearly resolution at this point. It's a daily, weekly, monthly resolution. And that one word is consistency. It's not some kind of genius thing, to be honest. This is more of a reflection than advice for anybody. But if anybody does struggle like I used to, it's just a great starting point.
I'm doing something!
Once I reduced everything down to that, I just picked the one main priority I wanted to work on. And for me, that was a book. I was just making the point to never give up on it because, you know, there was this time in my life I was approaching 30 and I was having a bit of a approaching 30 life crisis.
Give me just half a second. What the fuck?
Like, holy shit, you know, I've not done all these ambitions, I've not done all these things I wanted to do. And so I was doing a lot of self-reflective writing and just looking over my life. The main flaw or whatever that I realized I had was not being able to finish things. And it was something I already knew, but I wasn't confronting it directly. It would just kind of weigh as a guilt on me. Or I'd just happily, joyously spring into the next project and the next project and the next project and just kind of push it all the way. But, you know, approaching 30, all came crashing down on me and the negativity outweighed all the joyous springing from project to project. And so it was the first time that I really said, okay, this is the biggest problem I have. This is enemy number one.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
If that's my biggest problem, not finishing things, the thing I need to do most is be consistent. It is just a very simple starting point, almost like a mantra more than anything, but it just meant that I didn't become, I guess, overwhelmed or have too many resolutions. And
What really, Mr. Timberlake?
it was a bit frayed at the beginning, that first year, but then after reminding myself over and over I'm going to be consistent, I eventually really committed, and I came out here to Nepal back in 2018 and spent 5 or 6 months doing nothing but. I was finally ready to do nothing but just work on that. Ever since then, I've just carried on with that. And again, I have to work at certain times, but I carried on with it the entire time. Life does get in the way, whether it's working full time or even still, I had other hobbies come piling in. You know, I remember taking a break from the book 2 or 3 times because I got pretty heavily into other hobbies, you know, stand-up comedy and improv and all these other things. But I never let that resolution go. I would always come back. As soon as I was done with a little foray into the, I would come back. Consistency, get back on it. And now 5-6 years on, it's been pretty cool for me to look back on what that one word has got me. You know, over the years I started using this app that records my sort of writing sessions, and I can look back over the time I've actually spent over the years, and it's grown from 2018. Every year I've put more and more hours in until I'm at the point where this year just gone, 2024, I put, you know, over 1,000 hours, and that one book has now evolved into a series of 4 books, and now in 2025 they're all going to be released. I'm just polishing them up, but it all started from that one word. Because trust me, there was a time I really thought I couldn't finish a thing. There was a time where I couldn't even finish a 20-minute writing session or read 20 minutes of a book. I think I used to get defeated very quickly. I would have a routine or a goal, and I'd aim to do it every day, you know, whether it's meditation or writing, reading, whatever it is. You know, something would get in the way and I'd stop for a day or two and I'd be like, it's all over, you know what I mean? But this was a little bit of a mindset change for me of big picture, just keep going. You know, as long as you're ticking off a good few of them, over time. That's what it's about. It's about consistency over time, not doing everything in one single day or one single week. But yeah, again, I guess more than anything, just a self-reflection for myself. But if anyone does relate to the issues I've had, just consider not making a whole bunch of resolutions, because it can lead to being defeated and then having this defeated mindset. Whereas if you just really, really simplify it, just pick one or two things that you can remind yourself of every week, every month, even if you take breaks away from it. Just have that project that you come back to, because yeah, great things are made slowly over a long time.